Other tools that you need that you most probably will have around the house, things like a broom. Most of us have brooms around the house, hopefully everybody does. That's just for sweeping and cleaning the room up before you start working at it. You want a little dustpan to pull it up and then throw away the garbage. Another one is a vacuum. If you want to use your regular vacuum, you can. If you have a shop vac, that's even better because there's different kind of dirts when you get into tiling and that kind of thing. It's not essential by any means. You can use a regular vacuum, but a shop vac works great. Another couple tools is you have a saw. So here's just your regular hand saw, and this particular one has a rounded end, but just a little hand saw, anything that works, because you'll need to cut, most of the times you'll need to cut your maybe some of your baseboards, or you'll need to cut your trim on your door, and we get into that and explain that, because when you put tile down, your floor raises up a bit, and sometimes you need to either cut your door down or the trim or both, and that's what this is for. So just a regular hand saw. And then your full square. This is a full-size square. You can get into speed squares. That's if you want to use tool. You don't have to have that. But this is to use to get your initial line off the start, so that you get a straight start. Real important to have something like this, as if you don't start your lines off straight, then everything else can be crooked. Don't want to get into that. So this just works well to get your straight line. Generally used for framers, but works really good for this. An extension cord. This particular extension cord is definitely an overkill version. You don't need something this thick. This is what I have. This is what I use. I really like it. But make sure you don't go out and grab, say, your lawnmower. If you have an electric lawnmower cord, it's just too thin. There's not enough juice that can flow through it. And what happens is when you're using, say, a wet tile saw or an angle grinder, the power won't. There's not enough power that will allow to go through the cord, and it'll actually wear your tool out faster. It's a weird concept, but if it doesn't get enough juice, then it actually wears the tool out faster. So just something to keep in mind. Make sure you go above a certain grade. Just if you're not sure, you can ask someone, and they'll tell you, I'm doing this. What size do I need? And they'll say, well, get at least whatever gauge. That's what it's done by. It's done by gauges. So now the tools you can use. You don't have to. If you have them on hand, that works. If you don't want to spend the money, you don't have to with these tools. These are the ones that just make the job easier, faster, that sort of thing. The first one that some guys will say you can't live without, I've been doing tiling for a while without this, is actually a level. When they lay the tile, they put a level down on top and check all the directions to make sure everything's 100% level. Personally, I haven't found that I need to be that picky. My tile ends up real nice, real flat all the way across, and I'm always happy with it. And so I don't use a level. I don't show how to use a level, just so you know. If you want to, that's up to you. And if you're more perfectionist in that way, by all means, use this, make sure everything's good, and then you know where to go with it. Now, if you want to just start with it, you can, and then just go from there. That works too. It does take a lot more time to use. That's one tool. The rubber mallet. This will just basically save your fist when you're laying your tile, and I show how to hit down after with your fist. Instead of using your fist, you can use a rubber mallet just to help save if you don't like hitting things down. That's what that's for. To do grout, to seal the grout. This is one of the few tools, and I talked about them also in the DVD. This one will just allow you to get your grout lines that much easier. You put your sealer inside, and then you roll it along. There's also a brush one. Another way to save time, just save a bit of backache, that kind of idea. That's what that's for. The cheap way to do it is to use a brush that you have on hand, or a foam brush, something like that.